Only on Fox, 6 years ago, 19-year-old Stephen Smith was found dead in the Low Country in Hampton County. His case has remained a mystery ever since. As his mom, Sandy Smith, tried to get answers, eventually not much attention was given to his case. That would all change in June of this year after Maggie and Paul Murdoch were found killed on their property in Colleton County. Then 2 weeks later, on June 23rd, SLED announced information gathered during the double homicide investigation of the Murdochs gave them reason to reopen Stephen Smith's case from 2015. A move that has given new energy in the fight for justice for Stephen. It's also created a movement with the hashtag Standing for Stephen Smith. I recently traveled to the Low Country to meet Stephen's mom, Sandy Smith, about her fight for justice. A couple 2x4s nailed together, staked into the ground. The blue paint chipping away as the painted white letters and numbers start to fade. You can still make out the date, January 29th, 1996. The day Stephen Nicholas Smith was born. What you can't make out is the date at the bottom. The day Stephen Smith took his last breath, just feet away on this Hampton County road called Sandy Run. Wednesday, July 8th, 2015. Just before 4 a.m., 19-year-old Stephen Smith's lifeless body was found in the roadway on the double yellow line. His car found a couple of miles from his body. Stephen was just 6 miles from home. 6 hours later, at the Smiths' home, Stephen's mom, Sandy, would get a phone call that changed her life forever.
The phone call was the hardest, and as they were talking, I can't listen anymore. And then it was shock, and then the tears just wouldn't stop.
In the days and weeks that followed, there would be disagreements among investigators, the coroner, and medical examiner on how Stephen died. It started as a homicide investigation. Those first on scene believed Stephen had been shot. Then days later, a medical examiner ruled Stephen's death was caused by him being hit by a car mirror, citing she found no bullet in his x-ray, leaving more questions than answers for Sandy Smith, which led her to search out what happened to her baby boy. The biggest question, why was Stephen on Sandy Run Road at this time of night?
That's what made it so strange that he would be out that late, because he had a class the next morning, and so that's kind of where I just wouldn't give up, Something was not right. A mother knows her child, and I know my child, and he would not have been in that road.
One theory as to why Sandy believes her son may have been killed: her son was an openly gay teenager in a small southern town.
I do think it was because he was gay. I said that at the beginning, that it was a hate crime. In my opinion, I think that's what it was.
Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. While rumors were flying across Hampton County, the news coverage started to dwindle, and eventually the case went cold.
It made me feel like they thought Stephen was nobody, and we didn't matter, and then, but I wasn't giving up. Somebody was going to listen.
It would take 6 long years.
I was trusting in God to make something happen. I know he was going to make it happen. Just didn't know when. I just had to wait on his timing.
On June 23rd, 2021.
They called me on my cell phone at work and said they were at my house. I'm calling to tell you we're reopening Stephen's case. And I said, yeah. And I said, whoa, excuse me, what'd you say?
A call that would change everything.
I was just shaking all over, and I was thanking God that finally somebody's going to look at it again.
No doubt someone was going to look at Stephen's case. Since June, his story has hit national TV, made headlines in newspapers across the country, featured in podcasts, and even Facebook groups have formed to help get justice for Stephen.